Hey, this is Marjory Wildcraft, and on this episode of Homesteading Basics, I want to show you what is probably your most favorite herbal medicine. All right, today I'm in Taylor, Texas at a local nursery called Known Source with Ross Remy, who is just an amazing font of knowledge on everything botanical. And look what Ross has for sale. Have you ever met the Echinacea plant? I would like to introduce you to Echinacea. So many people use Echinacea. I mean, it's such an amazing, I always have bottles of tinctures of Echinacea around, that so good for the immune stimulation. And of course, the FDA has not evaluated these statements.
Of course,
right?
Yes.
So
but it is amazing to have, and again, for me, it's more of a. I love having it around in the garden. You don't. It's Murphy's Law, right? I mean, I don't end up using it as much as I should, but but I love having it around for for aesthetic value and just also the that in kind of. Having it around makes me feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
And you said you like to make teas from it and use it as a tea.
I do like to make teas from the flowers. I'm more of a kind of harvesting the leaf and flowers kind of guy. Root crops kind of.
They scare you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I don't want to lose my plant. I like to, if I'm going to divide it and dig it up, I'm going to plant it elsewhere, probably.
Most people, when they're going to go for the root, they'll grow it out for at least 2 years, and then they harvest the root at the 2-year part and tincture that root. But you're absolutely right. I mean, the medicine is the plant; it's not the tincture. And leaves and flowers are awesome in a tea, so that would be great.
Yeah.
And so this is just a great hardy little perennial, except for when you dug up its root to tincture it.
Of course.
But,
and for blooms in the summer.
And you were talking about pollinators, like that's a whole other reason to have it.
Of course. I mean, we constantly want different sources of nectar in the garden. We can never rule out anything if it's providing food for bees, and especially at hard times of year. I mean, this is great, bloomer in the summer, and when combined with a bunch of other native plants, I mean, it makes for a really entertaining landscape. I mean, we talk about actually integrating yourself with the landscape. When people come to your house and they see butterflies and bees and all types of action going on in the garden, it's more of an integrated effect.
It's more vibrant and alive.
Vibrant. I mean, it's a conversation piece. People come and they're like, what's going on here? I mean, there's flowers and there's color, but it's not like these annual gardens that I've seen, like installed in some subdivision somewhere where
with the boring straight lines.
I mean, they're colorful, but they're sterile. You see, nothing takes interest in this, and so I mean, when you use these natives and in general, I mean, it's kind of like with your diet. You try to incorporate as many different colors as you can. And probably a landscape designer from A&M would not tell you that, but I like to incorporate as much diversity in color and nectar sources throughout the entirety of the year.
So this is a native to Central Texas, but
Correct.
If people wanted to grow this in a greenhouse or something, it's totally possible. What is the range of Echinacea? Where does it grow?
I would say it's hardy up to about 7.
Zone 7, okay.
And of course it can be grown as an annual, I'm sure, anywhere. Especially if you're extending a season in a greenhouse.
And it's kind of a weed, so it's an easy one.
Is.
Right?
This
is an easy one to grow, and
it's
that Echinacea, this is going to turn all into seeds here, and you
can collect seed and start it again next year, and again, annual is probably possible. If you're just growing it for kind of a colorful addition to your garden, it can be that too, and that's what we try to stress here is we get a lot of people coming in asking about where's your color, where's your hanging baskets and bloomers and stuff like that, and I kind of try to stress that there's an alternative for a lot of this stuff, and in the end it ends up being a more low maintenance, more drought resistant and entertaining garden. These things aren't covered with systemic pesticides and things of that nature, growth retardants. Things that essentially just render plants sterile, and you can see it in the activity around those plants.
Thanks so much, Ross.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. Echinacea, powerful medicine, and of course the medicine you grow yourself has even more potency. Start thinking about growing some of your own. This is Marjory Wildcraft. Thanks so much, Ross.
Yeah.
We'll catch you on another edition of Homesteading Basics.